Hi, baby angels. It's BB. I'm back. I was on hiatus for a second. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I was out of state visiting family. It was nice. It was overwhelming. I'm really grateful to be home. I've already rearranged my bedroom, which I've been in my apartment for almost 2 years now, and I am a big fan of rearranging all of my furniture. I get really bored, and once every 2 months or 3 months, I move stuff around, and I love it. It makes me really happy. But when I moved in, my bedroom, it just felt like everywhere had a space that it fit, and that there wasn't going to be any other way that I could arrange it. And especially because I have heavy furniture now, and then I put kind of a makeshift canopy up and I hung it from the ceiling. Like I can't move my bed. But I got home from Utah and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And so I moved around a mirror and I moved around a cabinet, and things that I didn't think would necessarily work are kind of working. And now I have space. I've been wanting to do like an altar area. This is a little like TV tray. It's actually very cute. It's from Anthropology. You can't see it right now, but it's wood. It's like light wood, and it's really cute. And I use it for this specifically, and then sometimes if I'm like in bed on my computer, things like that. But this little corner of my room that I'm in right now, it's by my window, and it could really use a little writing desk. And I'm looking for something very specific and like a specific size because it's kind of a small space. I also don't have like a chair to go with it. That's another thing. And then directly across from that space, there's also an empty area next to my dresser. And I'd love to have like a really cool, eclectic, vintage reading chair over there. So I can look out the window and do some reading, because this side of my room is floor to ceiling window. It's beautiful. Anyway, that's where I'm at. So if you haven't noticed, this is an at present. I have some decks that I want to show you, and I have some books that I'm reading. I guess I'll start with the books. Oh no, if you hear paper, it's because my cat, I'm in here talking, so my cat has to play with something and tear some paper up. I'm just gonna let her have her fun. So I made a list of books, guidebooks that I wanted to read front to back, like maybe a couple each month through the end of the year, and I'm being very slow about it. But right now I'm reading the Victorian Romantic Tarot. I use this deck a lot, but I've used the book here and there, but I just kind of wanted to read the whole thing through. I have actually gone through the whole thing and looked at the sources because that's really interesting to me. I love this version. This is the most recent version of the book. And I really love the additions. So yeah, I'm not quite halfway through, almost halfway through. And I like to rotate the books that I'm reading. I'm not someone who sits down and reads a whole book in a weekend. I get really restless and I need to be really enthralled by books. I like reading a lot of nonfiction books, but it's hard for me to like keep interest in a long period of time, like one sitting, I guess is what I mean. And I always tend to like go to read them before bed and then I'm tired. So I don't think that's the best strategy. I was reading this on the plane. Okay, so the next one, this one I was planning on reading front to back, but I don't know. It's really intense because there's so much. It's not like narrative, right? It's about, it goes through, I'm trying to like collect my thoughts and tell you how I would explain this. So it just goes through like, oh my gosh, this cat. I might have to hide the paper. Hold on. Anais, are you a baby? Are you a baby that loves paper? Okay, hopefully that will help. Okay, it goes through each planet or luminary, if it's the sun, and then it goes through each sign, which is something that I study anyway. But I thought a great jumping off point would be to pull the personal planets of me and my loved ones and kind of go through that so that I can look at it from a more personal space and then maybe fill in the blanks later. I really love these readings though, these spreads that they suggest. So I'm gonna have to get into that too. This is a deck that I really do like, but I've never really sunk into the book. I've kind of just used the keywords, which are great, and then the knowledge that I have of each placement in the signs. But I don't know all of them, so this is something that I'm wanting to study right now too. The next book is a book that I just started reading, but I'm really in love with. It's called Glitter in the Blood, A Poet's Manifesto for Better, Braver Writing. I am a poet. I do have a chapbook / poetry / photography zine that I'm launching on Kickstarter soon. Keep an eye out. I will be announcing it once it's ready and live on Kickstarter. But this is by Mindy Nettifee, and I love it. This is by Write Bloody. Oh man, I really love this publisher because the next book I'm about to show you is by the same publisher. And I'm not very far into it. I'm on page 31. But I love it so much. I'm really excited about this. And let me know if you've read this and if it helped you, or if you're a writer. Do you like to write? I love to write. So I'm really stoked on that book. I think it was a great purchase. I've purchased a lot of books that never got read, and they probably will eventually because I'm making more of a conscious effort to read books. And I find, like I said earlier, if I read a few different ones, like a little bit of at a time, I do a better job and I'm like more consistent with it. A book that I'm rereading because Glitter in the Blood gives you like homework and one of the things that the tasks that you're given is to read more poetry and to read more poetry all the time. And I do have several poetry books, but I wanted to revisit one of my favorites, which is The Bones Below, Poems by Sierra de Mulder. This book and Sierra de Mulder's poetry really hits me in a personal way, a really relatable way. I love her cadence. I love the way she speaks, quote unquote, her voice. And I mean that in like a literary sense, not necessarily like her open mics, which are great too. But yeah, if you are a fan of poetry, if you're a fan of contemporary poetry or gut-wrenching, visceral, animistic poetry, then yeah, read this or read anything by Sierra de Mulder. All right, so let's get into decks. I have a lot of new decks for you. I'm conflicted about some of them. Speaking of the Regal Shadows. So I learned about this deck from Etsy, and I'm not going to say the store I got it from because I don't want people to go get it from this store because I'm not sure if this is a bootleg, and I feel like it is, and I feel really bad about it. If anyone knows, I mean, I found, so it says like this is the, either the publisher or the company, and I found their website, but I don't know if the store I bought it from is like an official store or not. And what doesn't help is that in the website's photos, this instruction book is like a bound book. It's not just a stapled book. And that this cardstock feels very, I don't know, like make your own playing cards, you know? So I don't know what to do. I feel really bad. Maybe I can message the store. I do really love these backs. And yeah, like see if, like message the actual website and see if this is the Etsy store that I got it from is an authorized dealer or, you know, stockist of this deck. This deck took a long time to get to me. It was sent from overseas, and I was afraid it actually wasn't going to come. And I am so in love with it. It is a little bit yellow or a little bit small. Like, I can't tell. There's something about it that I wish was a little bit better or more enhanced. But overall, the illustration and the design is gorgeous. It's called the Regal Shadows. I love the stars and all of the mythical beasts. It feels very, you know, Greco-Roman, mythological. P.S. nudity. Disclaimer, nudity. So yeah, we'll see how this kind of integrates itself into my practice, but I really enjoy the visuals of this, and I will look into the store. I'll link the official store below. I found the official store after I found this on Etsy, which is why I didn't get it from the official store, if you're wondering. So there's that. The next one I got, which I'm so excited about, is a Tarot Arrows, The Garden of Love. Does it say And Lust? Oh no, by UC. So this is a UC publication. I used to have the Pagan Otherworlds. I never used it, so I got rid of it. I regret it, but I don't know if there's a place for it in my library. So we're gonna use this one, and we're gonna find out. This is the cheekiest, funnest, most irreverent deck. I love the colors. Like, just the title card, the artist card. This is like the extra card, the Seeker. Is this in frame? Yeah. Ugh. Ugh, that's all I can say. And then the moon cards, like most UC decks. Again, it's irreverent, it's cheeky, it's not safe for work. It's so fun. It feels kind of like 70s, or 60s, but like a little bit more like cleaned up, you know? I just think it's the cutest thing. I think the book is sold out. I don't believe I bought the book, and the reason I'm questioning that is because I bought this a while ago, and I did include it in my 22 faves. I included this card in my 22 faves, actually, and probably the Fool, because it had a cat, and I was like, yes, cat me. And this card. Oh, they're all together. I love this. I love the curtain, and I love the little like mouse or rat or rodent. It's very silly. Yeah, but I think that the book is sold out. Maybe I'll try to find it. If anyone has the book and they don't want it, please let me know. They're very slippery. They're like linen cardstock, but they're that like real silky cards. It's just so fun. See, they don't want to. Maybe I'm just not level. Beautiful. So that's the Eros Tarot. What else do I have? I got the Gothmancy deck, and I knew I was gonna like it, but I didn't realize how cool it was. It has a lot of recognizable figures from pop culture, artists. But what's really cool, or it was like the geekiest, coolest moment for me, is that every card has like a song inspiration. And then sometimes it has a book inspiration too. Of course, I can't find one. But what I think I'm going to do, what I think I have to do is make, I'm really sorry, like I put lotion on earlier and my nails are also just like a mess. Please ignore them. I really need to do them. Okay, I'm like very ADD today. I swear I saw like a book inspiration, but every single one of them, maybe it was just the majors. Let's see. No. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is make a Spotify playlist of every song in this deck. Maybe I'll do like a majors, wands, swords, coins, cups thing, or maybe I'll just put them all together. And if you are interested and you want me to send it to you, you know what, even better, I'll just, once it's done, I'll put it in the description. Cool? Cool. So a lot of times what I've noticed, if there's a song inspo, it's going to be whoever, like the artist is depicted in the cards. I don't love like the finish of this art on the card itself. Like it feels almost, because it's grainy, it feels almost like pixely. I don't know, or maybe it's just the cardstock itself is something that makes it feel a little bit unfinished. But I do love the black edging. The backs are great. Tori Amos. I can't name call everyone. You know who they are. You get it. We saw Bowie a minute ago. I think this is going to be a great deck for fall, because I'm not a huge fan of like straight up Halloween decks. But you know, Gothmancy, it's spoopy. It's a little bit spoopy, but you could definitely use this pretty much in any season. I love it. Everyone says they want their decks to be smaller, and I'm like, can it be bigger? Because I want to see this bigger, please. Very stoked on that. All right, so the next deck I have is the Lovely Omens. And this was kind of, I don't know, like a FOMO deck, or I feel like it was a Kickstarter and then I wanted to back it and then I didn't back it. And then I tried to buy it on like secondhand on Facebook, and then they didn't have it. Like they backed out of the sale. And so I found it online because I like on the artist's website, because I was like, okay, I have to have it now, because there's so much that I like about this art and like the imagery. But then the things I like about it are, I feel like, the same reasons why I might not even reach for it that often. I don't know. Like, this would be a cool deck to use if I were doing readings at like a really cute themed, like really femme themed, like tattoo shop or a coffee shop or something like that. And the pips are so pippy. Like they're not they're not giving, you know? And I love that they're cats, and I'm sure that was part of the reason why too, that I wanted it. And like, I do love the cups though. Still super pippy, right? I mean, that one seems similar to RWS, but like, what, you're not supposed to divine anything from the imagery itself. You're just supposed to take the knowledge that you know from like what the card already means, you know? If you have this deck, I would love to know what type of intuitive hits you get from it and like how you read it. Because I don't want to purchase it just to turn around and get rid of it. And I think that all of these girls are so cute. I don't know. I'm conflicted. Let me know. This one's so good. But like also, I don't usually read the Fool like that. Thoughts. I need thoughts. I need feedback. Okay, so the Barbara Walker has been on my wish list for a really long time. I think I was holding out for like the regular size. I'm not usually a fan of tin decks, and I don't know why I think that, because this is only my second one. This is the first one I've purchased. The other one is the Wild Unknown in a tin, and that was a gift. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're fun and cute, and like no wonder people like to use them. You know, but I really like this imagery is just so singular. Like, when was this published? Because it gives me like late 70s vibes. Oh, I was gonna say 70s or 80s. Yeah, 86. Cool. This was the year I was born. And the illustrations are super rad. I love the colors. I love all the people. It feels witchy in the way that like appeals to me. I like, can I be more vague? I don't know. But like, yeah, it just does it for me. This turns me on. I like it. I like the colors. It's dark and dynamic and moody and like spiritual and otherworldly and very vintage, like very occult in a very cool, interesting way. And then it has like medieval influence. And I'm here for it. And I mean, I've been seeing the Barbara Walker since the beginning of me following TarotTube, because it's so revered, it's so popular, it's very feminist. I can't get enough. And I'm so excited to have it in my hands because, wow, the Queen of Cups in this like icy, like airy, what I would think would look like swords. That's really interesting. Is there a bigger Barbara Walker tarot book? Let me see what it says about the Queen of Cups. When there's so, like, when the imagery is so rich and different than what we've come to know or expect with like RWS, it makes me so sad when all I get is like this. I know that I got the tin version though, but you know what I mean? Okay, so I know it says virginal. Is that because it's Thoth? Because I know like Thoth has like different meanings. Let's see. It says the Ice Queen stands in the cave of the heart. Her crystalline cup rests on an inaccessible mountaintop. In Virginal's glacial realm, the water element is frozen. Like her eastern counterpart, Durga the inaccessible, she once represented the mountain mother, nourishing her world, suckling and remaining entirely indifferent to the adult male. Beautiful but non-sexual, she contributed some of her character to the medieval Holy Virgin. She stands for cold purity, dedication to high ideals, and apparent heartlessness that may bring great spiritual nourishment. Yeah, that seems like swords to me. And like, I'm so sorry if I'm totally speaking out of terms. I'm a layman and I don't know anything about Thoth. So that's really interesting. I just keep telling myself I'm not like ready to study Thoth. But like, is it not Thothy? Me showing my ignorance. Either way, this deck is like probably the coolest thing ever. And that's, you know, not new information for you, but it's my excitement and enthusiasm for something that I've just entered the world of, you know? I don't know why it like took me so long to get this deck, because everybody's talked about it. Okay, let's see. I'm not reading this out loud because I'm just going to trip over my words because I'm very caffeinated. And that's why I'm talking so fast. It doesn't say. Okay, I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description as well for anyone who is like me and doesn't know. I'm just checking the book really quickly. Yeah. Just a cool as fuck, like, witchy deck. All right, so another tarot. I did do like a music walkthrough or flip through rather of this. If you haven't watched it, like, you should totally check it out. It's a really cool deck that I got on Kickstarter. It has amazing backs that look like that. It's very modern. The cardstock is like cardboard practically, and it's just like this rich, beautiful blue. I'm in love with it. I know a lot of people who are waiting for this to be a 78 card deck, but I'm just like, I couldn't wait. And I don't know if I'd want like this format to be 78 cards. I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to me why it's just a majors deck. But I'm looking forward to pairing it with other decks too. So maybe I'll do a video about that. So that's another tarot. It's by a French creator. And then lastly, I have the Triomphe de la Luna Paradoxical Rose. And I wanted the Paradoxical before, I like kind of any of them, but I really, really wanted the Rose. And I'm so happy that I didn't get it because now I have illustrated pips. So I guess let's go through it. The backs look like this, obviously. We'll just look at a few. I really love this deck and the colors and like the kind of negative feel about it, you know, like a photo negative. But the more that I've seen the illustrated pips, like classic version, you know, you can see more of the image because this is kind of like a rudimentary, like this is here for the mood, you know, but for the detail, you know, negatives aren't as clear as the actual developed photo. And so I'm feeling like I need to get the illustrated pips as well. I don't know. I have the regular one. Like I have the Trionfi della Luna. No, I have the Trionfi della Luna pip deck in the regular paradoxical. So yeah, I really think I really do think I need like the regular illustrated Trionfi della Luna. But this is just so psychedelic. It's so cool. And it's different than my other paradoxical because A, it's the rose, and B, it's not pips. It's so beautiful. So is Cancer season like kicking anybody else's butts? Because it's definitely kicking mine. I'm feeling very shmishmotional. Very like wanting to hibernate. And I don't know, like wanting to, yeah, like wanting to hang out at home only to like do creative fun things that like nourish my soul. Wanting to kind of like not see anyone, which I have been doing, but I just feel like it's been taking more out of me. I don't know if that's a Cancerian thing, but that's kind of been the vibe. That's the mood. I want to eat good food and like cuddle and express my creativity. Let's see, we always have to make like a cute thing, you know? I'm really excited about this Kickstarter. I want to do a launch party, so I can't launch the Kickstarter until I kind of get an agreement going with the bar that I want to have this release party at, because I want one of the tiers of my Kickstarter to be one of the zines plus like a drink ticket. I don't know. What do you think? Is that like a cute thing? Does that seem fun? I think it's fun. I mean, not everybody's a drinker, but we're also gonna have a DJ. It's just 10 poems. I'll probably do like a video about it and kind of explain more what it's about, like the whole vibe. Okay, let's see. There we go. I think that's everybody on this one too. I kind of don't want to like advertise this one. So yeah, I don't know. The Kickstarter is supposed to launch July 22nd, and like I said, I'll make a video about it and let you know all the info. And then I think it's gonna go for 30 days, and then we'll do a launch party and we'll get it printed. And then I can work on my full-length poetry book. If anyone has done any self-publishing for poetry or knows anything about formatting and editing a book for publication, please don't hesitate to give me all of your advice and things you wish you knew, or direct me to channels that might give me that great information. I do watch some channels and some videos regarding those things, but I haven't done it intensively because I'm not at that point yet in the other book that I'm making. So the Kickstarter is for a chapbook / what I'm calling like a zine. But I will be, like, I have assembled all of the poetry for a full-length book, and I just need to now format it and edit it and get it all into a document so I can get, a book number, and I think I'm going to be doing it through Kindle / Amazon. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me. and my inner world and my tarot world and my book world. Maybe I'll put a book in here. Should we do that? But I'd love to know what you've been up to and how things are going in your world. It's like the cute thing about the zebra is the zebra, not like the title. So what do I do? Too late. Too late, BB. What's done is done. Should I just do like an ASMR video of me just trying to like figure out how I want to lay things out every day? Okay, what else? What else can you help me with? Little writing desks, not little writing hoods, but little writing desks, or a great place to get vintage. I mean, I live in LA, so I can get vintage very easily, but I am on a budget, and so thrifting and flea markets are my friends. Yeah, let a girl know. I hope you're all well. I just want to say thank you for being here. Thanks for being curious. Thanks for being my friend. My mom's coming. I gotta go.